Good day, everyone. At a time when I think we're all kind of concerned about our health and everything else and trying to eat better and do better, uh, thought I'd do another video on the moringa. And these are the stumps. I think they're been here now for 4 years. And you can see this is the moringa sprouting back from the stumps. Back over here, and I'm sure there's some on that one somewhere. But anyway, like I say, I planted those in the yard here in South Georgia, just outside of Waycross, so you kind of can get an idea of the climate that you can plant it. And I missed harvesting that bean last fall, but that's one of the things about having older moringa. It seems the older it gets, the better it is about putting on what they call drumsticks. And you can see some of the trunks down in here. And you can eat the whole plant nearly about if you're a mind to chew stalks. But I've made a tea out of the bark whenever I cut those big ones back like that, and it was pretty good. I have other things that I drink tea from, but anyway, I have some planted out in the garden, and it is drought hardy, and I haven't been out there in the weeds to see if it's how it's doing. This is some that I started the other day. And moringa's not hard to grow and doesn't take a lot of care. Had a few rabbits that have bitten off those out there that I just showed you. And the thing about it being bit off is then it branches out and keeps getting it. These are some others that I had started the other day, and even these in the grow blocks are starting to take on the appearance of moringa. You can purify water with the seeds, and some of the articles that I have read in years past, but I've never tried it, so I can't verify that myself personally, but that was what I had read. I use the moringa powder. I'm not endorsing any particular product or anything, and I take moringa capsules. And again, not endorsing anything, but I love the fresh shoots, and I use them. I eat them raw out here whenever I'm working and all that, or I chip them up in scrambled eggs. I love moringa with spinach. I turn my coleslaw really good and green sometimes with the moringa powder. But if you look at all the nutritional information on moringa, you'd see that for these times right now when we're unsure about so many things, folks that have gotten used to eating fresh vegetables and all that are flown in from South America during the winter time had better start making some arrangements to get their greens and everything else from somewhere else and think about it. And moringa grows pretty fast, so you start you a crop and you can eat on it for the next few months and on. If you keep these plants here, it talks about moringa has a really deep tap root, and I think that's why those have come back out there next to the fence, is because they're allowed to grow into the ground pretty well. These, I doubled up on the pots where it had around 3 foot to put down roots. And I can't remember, I lose track of time so bad and all that, and it's just hard for me to keep up with things. But these are, I believe, 4 going on 5 years now that I've had them, and this year they've stayed out here under the little awning, and this is where they've spent the winter. And every one of them has got new growth coming on it and doing pretty well. Now that I have started making sure I water it every day, I need to clean the pots out of the weeds and do a little fertilizing, which it doesn't take a lot to keep them growing. And that's what's going on. Like I said, I just thought I would share a little something that, with times being what they are, oh, the horseradish is another one. I took in the other day, whenever I took a pot apart, these young tender leaves, it's in the family with a lot of the greens and all that, horseradish, and you can eat the leaves. And I had thought I enjoyed what I harvested the other day, and I had thought I may take some of the greens from the horseradish and some of the moringa and see how they cook in a pot and how they eat together. I love to experiment and try things. Everyone stay safe. Have a blessed day. Wash your hands.